The Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys. They're the Conbini boys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt, how are you doing?
Doing well back in the LL Bean flannel jammies. Just wrapped up a pour over cup of coffee. Still waking up here. Sunday morning here in Cambridge. How about you over in Kanazawa?
Yep, Sunday evening over here. Just got my
Mm-hmm.
today I'm going with the lemon sour. This is coming
Ooh,
out of
classic.
Suntory. Yeah, and this
Absolutely.
is a the Kodawari
Mm.
Sakaba. And the reason I like this one,
Suck.
it's a 7%. Recently it's
Oh,
hard to
it's
get that you either got the
mid-range.
five, yeah, mid-range. And so it's been my go-to recently because I like the mid-range. It's not as strong, it's not a regular, it's just in the middle. It gives you a little kick, if you know what I mean. But yeah, doing good. Ready to get into episode number, I think this is 24.
24. We're almost to 25, which is 25% of the way to 100.
To our goal of 100.
That's pretty impressive. In fact, we almost have as many episodes as we do listeners. So, looking forward to reaching that mark as well. But
Yeah,
as usual, Mike, we got a lot to talk about today. What do you say we just jump right into it?
let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. Well, as usual, we're kicking off with the Chicky Wars here. And we got two Chickies out this week, Mike. First off, 7-Eleven, we got the rich Todori cheese chicken. Um, so what this is a chicky stuffed with three kinds of cheese. Mike, classic 7-Eleven here. This thing looks absolutely repulsive. I'm trying to think what could possibly be on the brand inspiration wall for 7-Eleven. Some companies have those rooms where they have different color swatches and photos of things that are inspiring to them. I think 7-Elevens must be some mix of like CSI, America's Most Wanted, True Detective, just homicide scenes, just covering wall to wall because this thing just looks like an absolute train wreck. Um, I don't know what your thoughts are on this.
Yeah, I've got similar thoughts. I first thought, looking at this picture, I thought they could have used a better piece of chicken. That thing looks pretty sad. It's like
Looks like a
brownish there.
flat tire.
It's a flat
What is
tire,
that?
yeah. And we've been going through this recently. The cheese and the chickies, they don't go well together. And
No.
this cheese, the three cheeses, I mean, who knows what those three cheeses are. I am not looking for this. I might give it a try just to see because I'm still looking for that diamond in the rough of the chicky and the cheese, but I do not think this is going to be it.
Yeah, it's not even juicy looking. Again, yeah, you're great point about the quality. This thing looks like it's been sitting in the back room for about 3 months, and they just pulled it out. Anyway, enough of this garbage. On to the next chickie this week, Mike. Actually, not a chickie. This is a chicken nugget out of Family Mart. Of course, they have the Poke Chickie series. Their contestant against the Lawson Karaage-kun. And this week they have a new flavor out called butter soy sauce. And the thing I'm most impressed about here is the packaging and the branding. This looks like a very compelling product, precisely the opposite of what we just saw at a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Nice little pat of butter, nice little dish of soy sauce. Yeah, I do want to try that. That flavor does look compelling to me.
Hmm.
Um, and you just got these cute little chickies popping their heads up out of the box. Yeah, I do want to dip my fingers in there, pinch one of those boys, and stuff it into my mouth. Absolutely. I think this looks fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. The presentation, this is great. This is beautiful. And butter and soy sauce is one of the classic. I mean, that's pretty much like BBQ sauce in the States. It's a classic. And yeah, like we talked about, they're just starting off, and so they have these more standard flavors. And I say,
That's right.
go with it. And I'm I don't think that the actual product will look this good, but good job on the presentation. I'll definitely give it a try. And yeah, good job with Poke Chicky. Let's see how they what they do from here on out.
So that wraps up the chickies for this week. Nothing out of Lawson. but probably next week they'll have a new Karage Kun, known flavor number 204 or 205. But that does wrap it up for the Chicky Wars this week, Mike.
Yep. All right. And if the Chicky Wars are done, you know where we're going next. We're going to the scoreboard. So,
Mm-hmm.
scoreboard, that's where we look at what each Conbini is doing this week. What products are they putting out? So we've got a scoreboard this week. I'm just going to hit you with the numbers. I'm not even going to tell you the names. We got 50 from one, 36 from another, and 154 from one other. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that would be Family Mart, Lawson, 7-Eleven, Mike.
Yes, no surprise, but I think this is a new record for 7-Eleven from us. 154, never seen it. Lawson, 36, as always, pretty low, and Family Mart, right in their wheelhouse. So yeah, you know what? As we do each week, we're going to check out what items that we picked up. And to start this week, how about I lead it off? So here we're going to go with mine. Boom. Uh-oh, hold on. That translation is not correct right there. I'm gonna have to do this in the Japanese. This is it says in English, it says shrimp tempura soba noodles. But Matt, as I'm sure you can see, that is not soba. That is plum and steamed chicken hot somen.
Somen.
Yes,
Boy.
somen. So
that looks good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what we're looking at here.
This is out of Family Mart, by the way, right?
That's right, out of Family Mart. It's somen, which are very thin, flour-based noodles, usually cold, but here they're being served hot. But the toppings just look great. So you've got egg, you've got steamed chicken, you've got looks like some sort of leafy vegetable, and then mushroom, and then I think in the back that might be bonito flakes. And then in the middle is that pickled plum, and that just looks really good. That's what drew me to this one. I just thought this looked so nice, the warm noodles, and I would love to just kind of pop that pickled plum open and have a little on each bite there. I don't know. How do you feel about somen and this dish here?
Well, Mike, you had me at ume. I love ume. It really is. That pickled plum is just an outstanding flavor. Unfortunately, the description lost me at todoro kelp. That means slimy seaweed. And
one right
I think
there.
that is absolutely, yep, that looks like a fresh snot right there, baby. And make no mistake about it, that is gonna eat like a fresh, wet snot. So, if you could fish that out of there, I'd be all in on this. But unfortunately, I cannot. I would not pick up this item because of that Todoro kelp. Otherwise, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I totally missed that. I was wondering what that mystery ingredient was there, but you're right. All right. Well, going on to your pick at Family Mart, and boom.
Yeah, Mike, here at Family Mart, we have a Veggie Burg Hamburg Steak Bowl. A couple of weeks ago in our Bento Blowout episode, we both talked about the magnificent Hambagu, not to be mistaken with the hamburger, which is the most perfect version of meatloaf the world has ever seen, topped with a perfect rich demi-glaze sauce. Here we have a veggie version of that. Holy moly, I am blown away by this. Japan is a country where you go to the aquarium and you don't think, oh wow, what a majestic creature swimming around in there. People are going instead, damn, that looks tasty. This is a country that loves its meat and fish. I am shocked that the Conbini is whipping out a veggie version of a hambagu meal. And I think this is fantastic. Shows progress. Karen, my wife, is a vegetarian herself, so this would be an outstanding product for her.
Wow. Yeah, nice pickup here. And like it says, it is a vegan recommended mark product of the Japan Vegetarian Society. Wow. That looks really, really good. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Ooh, and it's got the ooh, I like the little sides they've got there as well. We got the bean, we got the green
Peas.
peas.
Got the
Looks
peas.
like we got two little potatoes,
Yep.
and we've got maybe two little pepper slices, you think?
I think you got, yeah, maybe just one actually.
Maybe
And
just
then
one.
you got a quarter carrot and a sliver of squash. Yep.
Oh yeah, there's nothing better than that. And yeah, nice pickup. I'm interested to see though, like you said, that the Hamburg is the pinnacle of burgs throughout the
Yeah,
world.
absolutely.
So so we'll have to see, can it be done with, I'm guessing, soy meat? Yeah, so we'll have to see. But really exciting for the vegetarians and vegans. Although they are few in Japan, they've got to be really excited about this one.
Very excited.
All right, so heading over to Lawson. This week I've got something, I don't know. I didn't feel totally great about it, but I'm just going to slap you with it. Here we go. Boom. I got the
Hmm.
Seto Nai Sang
Jesus Christ.
salt popcorn. That's just some popcorn. That's some salted popcorn.
It's not just any salt.
And you know what? There's nothing really special about this one. Japan's not known for its popcorn, and popcorn is a universal product. But maybe it's just because I've been really itching for some popcorn right now. I picked this one up, and I just thought, hey, that looks really nice. I like the design, and who doesn't like some lightly salted popcorn, especially from the Seto Nai. That's
Absolutely.
Naikai. That's the small inner ocean of Japan there near Shikoku Island. But yeah, I don't know. What's your call on some popcorn?
Well, no, I don't think this is just any popcorn because of this that salt there. Noto, actually, where we lived, Mike, had its own branded
Oh yeah,
salt,
oh yeah.
Suzu salt. It was
Mm-hmm.
that was hand harvested sea salt that would be
Oh yeah.
raked off a sand farm
Mm-hmm.
through a slow process of evaporation and I think shoveling. Yeah, so I'm sure this is way better than any other popcorn you've had
Ever. Yeah, no,
ever.
I think so too. Thank you. Yes, okay. All right. So going to yours. Here we go. Matt's pick from Lawson, and boom.
Yeah, Mike, going with the meat pie
Wow.
here, and I do
Oh.
love a good meat pie.
Mm.
Featuring Karen quite heavily in this episode, but she is British, so I do head over to the UK normally about twice a year, and I love heading to a pub or Greg's, one of the greatest restaurants in the world, for a meat pie or a sausage roll. A little bit troubled by the form here. It is open. I'm not sure why the meat isn't inside the pie crust.
Mhm.
I think something got lost in translation there. But nonetheless, I think it's great that British pub food is making its way over to Japan through the Conbini.
Yeah, I gotta be completely honest, Matt. I've never had a meat pie, and I don't actually know what constitutes a meat pie. Like, what are the core ingredients in a meat? Like, what are you talking about when you say a meat pie?
Pastry filled
Hmm.
with meat and vegetables.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right. So yeah, I know you've often told me, many a time told me about Greg's sausage
Greg
rolls.
sausage rolls, absolutely.
And I'd also, at some point maybe we get that, you made a classic song
Song.
about Greg's sausage roll. Maybe sometime we can get that song into the podcast, but it's a classic song, and it's got me pumped up about these sausage rolls. So you're telling me a sausage roll and a meat pie, pretty much the same thing?
They're different. They're different,
Okay.
but they do share the pastry. But of course, a sausage roll would have pastry. Actually, this looks like a hybrid. This has the length of a sausage
Okay.
roll. A meat
Okay.
pie is usually not. It's not long and thin like
Hmm.
what we're looking at here. Instead, it's a square or an oval shape.
Oh, okay.
A sausage roll, of course, a sausage being long.
Yeah.
that has to take the shape of something, like a pipe. But it's pastry. One stuffed with meat, the other stuffed with sausage.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got to get on them. I've got to try a meat pie. I got to try a sausage roll. You've told me so much about them. This is my chance to go out and at least try Japan's version of the meat pie. I'm pretty excited. All right. So heading over to 7-Eleven, 154 new items this week. How did you even, get through all those pages? But all right, I'm going to show you what I've got, and boom, there it is.
Oh,
And that's the
nice.
Nestle Kit Kat Mini cheesecake flavor. So
Mm-hmm.
this is something that I think is fairly known about Japan, is that they've got some crazy variety when it comes to Kit Kats. It's a thing that I know a lot of people, when they come over here, they'll actually go to the Conbini or to the drugstore or something to buy these different flavors of Kit Kats to take home as souvenirs. But yeah, so I was thinking about that when I picked this up, and I love some Kit Kats and cheesecake. It's one of my favorite flavors for things, and the minis as well. You just pop some of these. You just pop, pop, pop. You can pop probably about 6 or 7 of these in under 5 seconds. So yeah, I thought this might be a nice snack, and yeah, something that I think that people would like to see as well. There's sort of variety of Kit Kats.
Great combo here, Kit Kat plus cheesecake. Hard to go wrong there. I like the mini. You crack open about 10 or 12 of those boys and you got yourself an afternoon right there. That looks fantastic.
All right. Well, not much to say about this one. So let's head over to your last pick here from 7-Eleven, and boom. Oh dear,
Yeah,
it's back.
yeah, we got the double wiener and black curry, Mike. Yeah, it's back. I thought about this long and hard. What we're looking at here is the thrice wrapped burrito stuffed with wieners, cheese, and in this case, a black curry sauce. I really didn't want to pick this. In fact, there were some good looking items at 7-Eleven this week, but I had to because I think we need to bring attention to this disgrace that continues to show its face at 7-Eleven. Mike, yeah, I don't know if I'm watching True Detective or
Oh.
picking out lunch when I'm looking at this thing. I watched a recent episode of that program where they shot a guy's peen off and
Oh
actually
boy.
showed the results of that. And I got to tell
Oh
you,
no.
this looks a little less appetizing than what appeared on screen there. How many times can 7-Eleven try to sell a homicide? I don't get it. I want this to stop. And, hopefully we don't have to bring this up again, but God willing.
Who knows? I mean, wow, they brought it back. The double wiener wrap. That the one we looked at before was also a curry and was also cheese filled, right? This is just a black curry this time. I don't even know what black curry is, right? Do you? I don't know what a black curry is. And like you said, if you look at this picture, they must have had the C team or the D team
Oh, God.
you're photographing. Look at this thing. This just looks awful. And I guess this is supposed to show the bite that they've taken out here. For our podcast listeners, let me tell you, you're looking at a sad state of affairs. So you got some very just lame, pathetic looking sausages just sort of tucked away inside this dark black curry, with some cheese shooting out the side here where someone took a bite apparently.
No, it looks like a festering wound. I mean, this thing needs to go to the hospital, not on a plate. It's awful.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're just gonna have to keep our eyes out and see what happens with this double wiener. God knows. They might even bump it up to the triple wiener
Triple
next time that
wiener.
we try it. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd say there's a high probability that next time we see it, it's a triple wiener. So yeah, Matt, nice pickup. And yeah, everybody, I guess that finishes up for the scorecard this week.
All right, that takes us to our lead story this week, Mike. And, well,
Yeah,
it's October. So what does that mean? It's Christmas season.
that's
And
right.
so at the Conbini, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Mm.
And what exactly does Christmas look like in Japan? Well, truthfully, I've never celebrated it. I would always travel either to my home or to another place during the Christmas holiday, but I am aware of the basic traditions of eating fried chicken, mostly from KFC,
Hmm.
ordering a cake, mostly made of whipped cream,
Yeah.
and then, of course, waiting for Santa-san to come down to your tatami room to drop off a couple of gifts. Mike, I guess before we dig into what the Conbini is offering, what does Christmas mean to you in Japan?
Yeah, well, just like you said, those items. I'd also throw pizza in there. You
Pizza.
want to get some pizza. And also, whereas opposed to the States where Christmas is the family holiday, in Japan also it's a lover's holiday. So it's kind of like a
Oh,
Valentine's Day sort of thing. So
I
on
did not know that.
Christmas, yeah, you don't want to be alone because that's Christmas is lover's paradise. So that's also something to know. But of course, being an American, being a Westerner, Christmas means to me, it means family. It means eating that Christmas cake and getting some fried chicken and some pizza, just like in the States.
All right. Well, the Conbini is offering a great service this year. Lawson and 7-Eleven both have already issued their Christmas meal packages. Today we're going to be talking about 7-Elevens. And just before we dive in, here's the deal. What you can do is fill out a little menu card, drop it off at your 7-Eleven, and it will be delivered to that 7-Eleven for pickup later on. And you can expect a blowout like what we're looking at here. What we're
Oh,
looking at a boy band with a giant bottle of champagne, some caveman-sized chickies, a whole lot of meat, some weird-ass sandwiches just blowing out under all kinds of wacky decorations here, Mike. What says
oof.
Christmas more than no family, fried chicken, and pizza? I don't know what, but this just
Yeah.
looks absolutely outstanding. And you can tell where 7-Eleven's going with this, really leaning into the sort of big and nasty that
Mm,
we so often see from them.
sure.
Yeah, what's your initial reaction to this, Mike?
Well, I'm glad to see that they're collabing with King and Prince, the famous boys band, the famous Johnny's Boys Band from other bands known as, Arashi and SMAP and Kiss My Feet and, all these famous bands that everybody knows and loves. You see these guys are having such a great time and they're all looking really great. They're looking at this guy. He's, like you said, holding up this champagne. He's saying, I love Christmas. And they're all, looking at him and saying, yeah, yeah, me too. And so yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to look at what they have because it looks like they have a huge menu, like
They got a they
variety.
got a they got a really big menu, Mike. They got a whole suite of cakes here,
Mm,
and they got the party menu. The party menu, they have wine, they have hors d'oeuvres, and of course they have chicken. And
chicken.
something I wanted to share with our listeners is what's on the chicky menu here. Of course, they have the Nana Chicky, the standard 7-Eleven fare. They have the bone-in Nana Chicky, which would be
Oh
what
yeah,
I would go for.
sure.
And then they have the roasted chicky bone in, and then they have the nana chicky set, and then they have the nana chicky set with French fries. So a huge variety of chicken.
Hmm.
And I like how they dress it up with a sprig of pine needles. I think that is brilliant. But I do want to take a second to comment on the size and the
Yeah,
scaling of these chickens. I'm not exactly sure what these are supposed to be, but
yeah.
these look like they came more from an ostrich than a chicken, Mike, in this photo. One of these chicken legs is larger than the pizza in the background.
Yeah.
So, I think 7-Eleven might be overselling the quantity of meat they're able to bring to the
Yeah.
Christmas table. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a little suspicious to me.
It is suspicious. I don't know if they're doing one of those, like it's Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise. he's fighting against this villain, and in actuality, that villain he's 3 foot five inches, and so Tom Cruise looks like he's one of the tallest people of all time. I think it's one of those things, you know. I think they've got a. In reality, those look big, but I bet that that tomato back there, that's probably about half a centimeter tomato right there. I
Tomato,
think
right?
I don't think they really need to take a break here, or they've got some fisheye camera going on here because, yeah, you're right.
Could be
These look like turkey legs here.
turkey legs, absolutely. Yeah, I wanted to comment on the chickies. Mike, I know you had something you wanted to say about another featured item
Yeah.
on this menu here. I think
Yeah.
it was the yeah.
Yeah, it's coming right there. There it is, right there. Nothing says Christmas like a whole loaf of bread, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna order something, you just want a whole damn loaf of bread. You don't want a half, you don't want a slice. And so if you want a loaf of bread for 888 yen, hey, it's yours. And actually, if you could pop out of there, I actually want to comment just on the staple cake that they've got there. So, we were talking about what are some staples, and we showed we got the pizza, we got the fried chicken, and then the Teban cake right there. When you're talking about a Christmas cake in Japan, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about whipped cream, sponge, and some strawberries. And, how can you go wrong? I mean, that's pretty much as good as it gets.
Yeah, no doubt. What we're looking at here is a multi-tier cake. Again, that's mostly made of whipped cream. In
Mhm.
fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you were to slice into that and maybe not see any sponge at all. It's
Yeah.
just a giant pile of whipped cream that's been shaped into this sort of tapered cylinder. And then, of
Hmm.
course, topped with more whipped cream and then two
Yeah.
strawberries. No better way to spend $40 than on a giant pile of whipped cream. Absolutely, Mike. That is a classic Japanese cake.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And wait, did you say 40 bucks? Because I wouldn't be surprised if that was the
Oh, I'm
price.
sorry. It's actually 24
Oh,
bucks.
25 bucks. That's pretty cheap and makes me think that this thing has got to be really small because
Well,
normally,
actually,
like you said, it would be 40 bucks, I think.
40 bucks.
How
Actually, well, I'm mistaken here. Now we're looking at a breakdown. We do have a cross section of this, and there, in fact, is quite a bit of sponge in there. And it looks like there's
mm,
even a custard inside.
mm.
Babodoa. I don't know what that is for custard, but whoo, boy, I'm actually getting a little bit hungry looking at this thing. I am lactose intolerant, so that whipped cream would take me down hard,
Yes.
but I guess I'd be okay spending a half hour or so on a NeoRes 300 to enjoy a delicious looking cake like this one. Mm.
Yeah, and oh, there's the dimensions. What are we looking at? Does that say is that 15 centimeters?
Yeah,
Yep,
15
15
centimeters
centimeters in diameter.
diameter.
So that would be what, about 6 inches? Is that
That's a little. That's a
that's about
small
20. That's
ass
why I was
cake.
saying when you said 40 bucks,
Wait
I
a
was thinking,
second.
yeah.
Hold on.
Oh
It
yeah.
says the height is 6 centimeters.
Yeah, again, these
What?
pictures, like look at that picture right there. That looks they've got the zoom
What?
like you've
How
never
can
seen
that
in your life.
possibly be true? 6 centimeters. It's got to be taller than that.
Nope. I think this is called the magic of graphic design going on right here. This is just completely ridiculous. So yeah.
What? This is worse than pizza.
Yeah, it's a sham. But hey, yeah, if this was a normal size cake, it would probably be $150 because this is just 15 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Get out your rulers, everybody, and check it out. 'Cause that's like the size of like a muffin. That's not even a muffin.
Wow. God, man. All
Mm.
right, we got to get off this. I'm getting
We got
angry.
to get at it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But hey, we're nice introduction here. But next week we're going to be looking at I think Lawson, right?
Lawson, that's right.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of Christmas excitement to come, and yeah. But so stay tuned for that next week.
All right, turning it over to I think my favorite segment of each week. That's at the Gemba with Mike. Mike, you're at the Gemba. That is the place where the action happens over in Japan, and I think you have a review for us of a product that we discussed recently.
Yeah, actually, and that we touched on today. So my and I today we went to the Conbini Family Mart, and we're
Mm-hmm.
feeling a little peckish, I think they say. And so we looked and we saw some poke chicky, and we thought, hey,
Ooh.
let's grab one of those poke chickies. So we got the poke chicky cheese,
Ooh.
and I gotta say, I don't have a lot of confidence in Family Mart's poke chicky.
Oh boy.
I will say today, the one that we looked at, that soy sauce and butter, looked pretty great.
Mm.
But that poke chicky cheese, it was pretty small, and there
Mm.
was really nothing separating it from the karage kun. So I'm a little worried
What
how
what
they're
what was
gonna.
how was the cheese flavor? Was it rich? Was it
No,
present?
it was like a Cheeto. It tastes like a Cheeto, it was
That's
that
bad.
sort of
Oh
cheese
boy.
flavor. Yeah, yeah.
Yikes. Ooh, I haven't heard a review
So
that bad since the Katakuchi commentator railed against that Pierre Hermé mango custard dessert.
no, no, I don't get me wrong. I mean, it's fine. Like we both said, oh, okay, hey, that's fine. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little worried. What are we looking at on the counter karage kun? They're up to like 204,
204,
205.
205, yeah.
And so, this is one of their staple or poke
Right, this is
chickies.
one of their big three. This is one of their fix three.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
with the hot, normal, and the cheese. So I'm a little worried, but I'm excited to try this
Butter
new
and
one.
soy sauce, yeah.
The butter is the limited edition one. Maybe they're putting more work into that. I'm not sure, but I gotta say, little worried about where they're going with this. That's all I'll say.
All right. Well, we'll have to follow up on the Poke Chicky at Family Mart to see if they really do have the troops to win this war.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Okay. Um, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Oh, geez, I lost the plot here. Okay. So that being said, now we're heading into the end of the show, and where we always go. We're looking at some Conbini news, and Matt, this week we've got a recurring, not a recurring, but a story that we touched on before coming back big, and this is something we were both really excited about. What's going on?
Yeah, Mike. Back in 2019, a 7-Eleven franchise owner, Mr. Matsumoto, became famous, actually made world headlines by refusing to keep his 7-Eleven open 24 hours a day. He wanted to
Hmm.
close just a few hours, not
Yeah.
anything significant. And 7-Eleven went to war with this guy. They turned off his pay terminal so he could only accept cash. They stopped delivering products to his store. I remember seeing the New York Times article about this, and there were really just like 6 rice balls, a pack of cigarettes, and 3 ice creams left in this guy's store, and he was still selling to customers.
Hmm.
And it would have been easy for this guy to fold it up, walk away, and move on with his life, but he's decided not to do that. He is
Yeah.
going to war with 7-Eleven.
Hmm.
He's taken the fight back to the company that tried to ruin his life, and he's got some friends now. He's no longer alone in his company. He's got some troops. A support group has been formed with lawyers and other 7-Eleven franchisees to petition 7-Eleven for new rules and also to compensate Mr. Matsumoto for the damages associated with his battle and the closing of his store. And so, I'm actually shocked by this. 7-Eleven is a massive company, the biggest conveni in all of Japan,
Hmm.
and I figured they were just going to run over this guy Matsumoto, but in fact, no. We've been reporting on, um, not reporting. We're just, you know, repeating stories that are being
Yeah.
reported on.
Right. Right.
Uh, none of this is original journalism here. But conveni owners are getting fed up with the stresses associated with operating a 24/7 store and also the rules that these companies employ to benefit their bottom line, but stress the people who actually run these places. And I'm totally blown away that Mr. Matsumoto has really managed to really start to build a real army to fight this company.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm this is really exciting. Just picking up from the article a little bit. Shinro Okawa, Matsumoto's lawyer, called into question whether a business model predicated on an around-the-clock operation with no days off could be considered appropriate for any human. The outcome of our lawsuit will affect all outlet owners in Japan. I believe the role of this support group is to gain the understanding of the public about this major social issue and to change the nature of convenience stores that have become a part of the social infrastructure. He's exactly right. I think we talked about it before, like Matsumoto, these owners, these franchise owners, maybe have like a few days off a year.
A year.
Yeah. And it's just way too much. And, they
Well,
are just... Sorry,
even Matsumoto would say that while he was on vacation sitting in the onsen, he would be putting orders in on his cell phone. So even while on vacation, they're working.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You think you sign up to, you purchase one of these franchises and now you're basically, you are a slave to the, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, I mean, that just must be exhausting. I couldn't even imagine it. And as much as I love Conbinis, I really hope they make this more sustainable and, don't just burn out all these owners.
Do you really need to pick up a double wiener black curry at 2 a.m? I mean, how in demand are these things? You know what I mean? I say you open up at 6 so you could get the construction workers.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And then you stay open really through 11 at night to get actually probably midnight, your partiers, people who want to grab a canned cocktail or a hangover drink, the miracle cure before they go to sleep at night. But then between midnight and 6, come on, close it down.
Close it down. Come on. Please, 7-Eleven. Heed their call. I mean, this is just, this is a problem. It really needs to be dealt with. And Matt, I'm glad that you picked up this story. And we've got to keep our eyes on this one because I'm really interested in how this goes. This is going to affect, as he said, all of Japan.
All of Japan. All right. I think that wraps it up for this week, Mike, yeah?
Yeah, I think that does. Well, Matt, as always, it's been a damn pleasure. And episode 24, as always, just a complete slam dunk, 360, touchdown, field goal. Matt, I just want to, say thanks to all the listeners and to the viewers on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, definitely leave us a like and subscribe to us. And if you're listening on any of the podcast apps, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, please leave us a like and leave us a review because that'll really help people to find the show. We're on the social networks. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We haven't been so active. We're going to try and get more active, but definitely follow us and leave a like and we will be having some fun. If you have a Conbini memory, if anybody has a Conbini memory, you can give us a number or you can give us a call at 617-453-8207. And whatever you say, we'll just play it live on air. So it doesn't matter. You could just curse and you could just let it go. So you could be that person. But Matt, as always, it's been great. Really fun. And just want to say thanks to everyone. And I guess I'll see you at the Conbini.
I'll see you at the Conbini.